I'm Ashlyn, this is Zach and Sierra, and we're traveling A to Z. Join us as we go explore some of the top stops in Santa Barbara, California.
One of the top things to do when you're in Santa Barbara is check out State Street. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of different restaurants and different wine tasting rooms. They also have tons of boutiques and shopping, and a lot of people set up with like selling their own goods. Definitely check this out. It's so cute. It's kind of the major shopping area. It's neat because all the buildings are red roofed and stucco siding, and the streets are just lined with palm trees. After COVID, they shut down a lot of the streets, so you just could walk across. It's pretty nice. Behind me is the courthouse. It's the back of the courthouse. You can see the clock tower, and all this green area is the Sunken Gardens, which is gorgeous. I guess you could rent it for like weddings and events and stuff. This courthouse was built in 1929. It's considered to be one of the most beautiful public buildings in the United States. The building is designed in a Spanish colonial revival style.
They do have free courthouse tours different times throughout the week. The mural room is on the second floor and was originally used as a superior courtroom, but is now reserved for weddings, events, and tours. It is one of the building's most stunning and historically significant spaces. The room is famous for its massive murals painted by Daniel Groesbeck in 1929. The mural spans nearly all four walls and depicts a colorful history of Santa Barbara, including scenes from the Spanish explorers and missionaries, Chumash people, Mexican ranchers and settlers, and transition to American rule. You can see the Santa Barbara Courthouse clock on the third floor. This houses the inner workings of the clock, visible through a large glass window. Informational displays explain the history and mechanisms of the clock, and you can watch the gears, pendulum, and levers in motion.
So that was a Thomas clock, which I guess is one of the last Thomas clocks available in 1929, and it was an electric clock. Cool.
We're now heading to the fourth floor where the observation tower is.
So the tower closes at 4:45. They do have different hours on the weekends than the weekdays, so make sure to check their website.
Wow, look at the views up here. From the tower, you get a stunning view. You could see the Pacific Ocean and Channel Islands, the San Ynez Mountains, the red tile roofs of downtown Santa Barbara, the Mission, the Riviera neighborhood, and much more.
We're currently at the top of the clock tower, which is 85 foot tall, and you have surrounding views all the way around, 360 degrees. It's really beautiful up here. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's free, which is nice, and it really has some of the best views of Santa Barbara in the whole town. One thing you must do when you're in Santa Barbara is check out the Santa Barbara Mission. It was established in 1876 by the Spanish, and it is the 10th mission out of 21 missions along the California El Camino. It's considered the queen of missions because of its architecture and its beautiful design. You could go inside and tour it. It is $17 for an adult at the time of this video. So this bell, as you're driving along the 101, you could see a whole bunch of them, and that indicates where the old El Camino Real road was.
The bells are meant to guide travelers along the original Mission route. When you first walk in, you come to the Mission Gardens. These serene gardens are filled with native and exotic plants, including century-old olive and fig trees.
We're currently in the Mission. It's gorgeous. There's a lot of murals around. The Chumash Indians painted a lot of these. This is an active church, and they still use it today for sermons.
The main altar features religious statues, including a central figure of Santa Barbara, the mission's namesake.
We're now in the cemetery, which is on the other side of the church. As you walk around here, they have interpretive signs that tells you information. They also have QR codes so you could do a personal tour.
They do offer guided tours that you could sign up for throughout the day.
We're gonna go check out the mausoleum.
The cemetery and mausoleum contain graves of early settlers, Chumash indigenous people, and Franciscan friars. The museum is located in a former convento and showcases the history of the mission and its surrounding community. The museum highlights Chumash artifacts, religious relics, and mission-era tools. It has a reconstructed colonial kitchen with period times and mission-era art and historical documents.
We just went and finished exploring the Santa Barbara mission. Very beautiful mission.
The Santa Barbara Arts and Crafts Show is a long-standing outdoor market held every Sunday along the waterfront. It features local artists and craftspeople. It is open 10 a.m. till dusk. It was established in 1965 and is one of the longest-running art markets in California.
So you could walk along the beach, or they have this really nice walking path that you could bike or walk on that goes all through the beach area.
The path is called the Cabrillo Bike Path or Beachway. It is about a 4.5-mile one-way path. It is mostly paved and flat and perfect for all skill levels. Along this path, you could get to the Santa Barbara Zoo, the East Beach, Stearns Wharf, Andrews Clark Bird Refuge, and the Butterfly Beach.
We're at Stearns Wharf. They have a nice wharf onto the beach with restaurants.
Stearns Wharf is a historic pier and one of the city's most popular attractions. It was built in 1872 and is the oldest working wooden wharf in California and offers ocean views, restaurants, shops, and marine life experiences.
We're at the Santa Barbara Marina or Waterfront, which has all the sailboats and pretty much any other boat you can imagine.
You could walk along the marina and explore some of the waterfront views with the different sailboats, fishing vessels, and even sea lions along the docks.
So one of the things you could do when you're in Santa Barbara, you could take a private boat tour, and we'll show you kind of the boat tour we did. It was really fun. It took us around the whole harbor. We were able to bring our own food and drink, and they gave us a tour and information about the harbor, Santa Barbara, and some of the boats that were in this area. So take a look, really cool.
We're gonna get on a boat.
There's our boat, the Whisper, our mini yacht.
We booked a Whisper boat tour, which is an electrical powered boat that offers a quiet, eco-friendly way to explore the harbor and nearby waters.
It's completely quiet.
It's quiet.
It's so cool.
We're in Santa Barbara and there's harbor seals and they are so cute. Look at them.
The Santa Barbara Harbor and Marina has approximately 1,100 boats docked at any given time. These include a mixture of sailboats, fishing vessels, luxury yachts, and recreational boats. It was neat to take a boat ride around the harbor.
We are now heading to the Santa Barbara Zoo. Parking is $11, or there's about 90-minute parking by the park.
The Santa Barbara Zoo is a family-friendly 30-acre zoo known for its beautiful ocean views, interactive exhibits, and diverse animal collection.
Gift shop, and you could also rent a stroller or a wagon if you're here. They have a little place you could go and get some food. They have some ice cream sandwiches, beers, sodas, sandwiches, salads, hamburgers.
The zoo is home to over 500 animals from around the world, including mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians. You could see giraffes, gorillas, elephants, leopards, lions, foxes, and much more.
Yeah, we're gonna go do a walkabout in the outback and see some emus and kangaroos. This is kind of a fun little thing. It's you're in the enclosement with the animals.
We're now going to take a train ride around the zoo.
It's $7 for an adult and $6.50 for 2 and over for kids to go on the train.
The train is a miniature Huntington-style locomotive, and it loops around part of the zoo, offering behind-the-scenes view of some of the animal habitats and beautiful ocean and mountain scenery.
Santa Barbara Zoo Railroad, my name is Greg. I'm going to be your engineer today. We have Kate. Kate's our blue engine. She's going to bring us around the perimeter of our 30-acre zoo. About a 15-minute ride.
This zoo is often considered to be one of the most scenic small zoos in the country, and I could definitely see why.
We just finished going to the zoo. It was a really cute zoo. It took us about 2 hours and we did the train ride. I recommend checking it out if you're in the Santa Barbara area, especially if you have kids. They do have some experiences where they have people talking about the animals, the train ride, and you could feed some of the animals like the giraffes for an extra cost. It was fun. We didn't do the feeding the giraffe. I think it was like $8, but it was awesome. It was cool. Definitely recommend checking it out. We're currently visiting the El Presidio, Santa Barbara, which is an old fort.
The El Presidio de Santa Barbara State Historic Park is a historic Spanish fort located in downtown Santa Barbara. It was founded by the Spanish in 1782 as a military outpost to protect the area's settlers and missions. Today, it's a museum and cultural heritage site. The El Presidio was part of Spain's chain of presidios built along California's coast to defend against foreign powers and protect the mission Santa Barbara. It was the last in a chain of 4 military fortresses built by the Spanish along the coast of Alta California.
The Presidio was built in 1786 by the Chumash Indians in exchange for goods for the Spanish. And this was the Spanish trying to colonize this area.
The chapel is a reconstruction of the original Our Lady of Sorrows chapel, which once stood on the site. The chapel features a simple altar and religious artifacts. The Comandancia rear yard is where you could see archaeological sites with exposed remains of the cooking area. You could also see remains of the aqueduct which brought fresh water to the Presidio. The Comandancia was the living quarters and office for the Comandante, the Presidio's highest-ranking officer. The fort also served as the district's legal and administrative headquarters, providing oversight of Spain's colonization project. The barracks is the oldest surviving building in Santa Barbara, dating back to 1788. It housed soldiers and their families. Inside, you'll find recreated living quarters with period furniture, clothing, and artifacts.
We just went through the El Presidio, Santa Barbara State Historic Park. It's nice. It's small. It's only $5. It's pretty neat to see. So when I got tickets for the Presidio, I also got a free entrance into the Casa de la Guerra, which is one of the commanders or Spanish commanders' houses. And so we're gonna go check that out because it's free. This is about 2 blocks away from the fort.
The Casa de la Guerra is a historic adobe home located in downtown Santa Barbara. It was built between 1819 and 1827, and it was the residence of Jose de la Guerra, the comandante of the Presidio, and his family. Today, it is a museum and cultural landmark that offers a glimpse into the early Californian life during the Mexican and early American periods. The main house is made out of adobe and contains several rooms furnished with period-appropriate furniture, decor, and artifacts. You could explore the living quarters with handmade wooden furniture, textiles, and household items, a kitchen area with early cooking tools and utensils, and a bedroom with replica beds, clothing, and personal effects. The Casa became a center of social, political, and economic life, hosting many dignitaries, traders, and community gatherings. The museum also features rotating exhibits on California colonial, Mexican, and early American periods.
This room's dedicated to the Filipino migrants to the area. This is a cute little museum. I don't think I'd pay $5 to go just to this museum, but the fact you get this and the Presidio together is really cool. I'm glad I stopped because I thought it was nice and educational.
Our next stop is to MOXI Museum, the Wolf Museum of Exploration and Innovation. The museum at this time was $16 for an adult and $12 for kids 3 to 12. It is an interactive science and technology museum in Santa Barbara designed for visitors of all ages with a focus on hands-on exhibits that encourage creativity, problem solving, and innovation. The building is 3 floors, and on the rooftop they have a sky garden with water features.
We're currently in MOXI, which is a fun little children's museum in Santa Barbara. I definitely recommend checking it out if you're in the area. It's 3 stories and it's all like science and intervention based, so you can build stuff. Definitely geared more towards slightly older kids, but Sierra had a ball. We're currently walking on UC Santa Barbara campus, and we are at Campus Point, so we're gonna go take a look at the view. Apparently when the school session is in, everyone's, you know, hanging out on the beach. There's lots of surfers in the water.
We're currently on the Lagoon Trail, which is the trail above Campus Point at UCSB. It is accessible from the east side of the campus on Lagoon Road. It is a 1.5-mile loop walk that takes hikers past Campus Point Beach, a popular surfing area, and across coastal bluffs.
We are going to Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History.
The Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History is located in the beautiful wooded area along the Mission Creek, just a short distance from Mission, Santa Barbara. It was founded in 1916 and is one of the oldest museums in Santa Barbara and offers indoor and outdoor exhibits. There are 10 indoor exhibit halls and a large outdoor nature area. The first exhibit we looked at was the Gem and Mineral Hall, which showcases a diverse collection of minerals, crystals, and gemstones. They have a large variety of specimens ranging from common minerals to rare and exotic gems. The Earth and Marine Science exhibit offers a fascinating exploration of the region's geology, oceanography, and marine life. It highlights the geological forces that shape the area and the rich biodiversity of the nearby Santa Barbara Channel. The Hall of Geology and Paleontology is an exhibit that showcases the ancient geology, history, and fossil record of the region. The Chumash Life exhibit offers a fascinating glimpse into the daily life, culture, and history of the Chumash people, the native inhabitants of the Santa Barbara region. The exhibit features artifacts and interactive displays that highlight their rich traditions, craftsmanship, and deep connections to the land and sea. The Santa Barbara Gallery exhibit shows the natural beauty, biodiversity, and cultural heritage of the Santa Barbara region. It offers a comprehensive look at the local landscape, including wildlife, ecosystems, and human history. The Mammal Hall showcases the diverse mammals of the western United States with particular focus on California's native species. The hall features beautifully crafted dioramas offering realistic recreations of local habitats and providing an up-close look at wildlife in their natural setting. The bird exhibit is a stunning and immersive display that showcases the diverse bird species of California and beyond. It features beautifully preserved taxidermy species, lifelike dioramas, and interactive educational panels. The exhibit predominantly features birds native to California, particularly those found in Santa Barbara region. There's a planetarium that have shows throughout the day that are free. They show shows on a dome-shaped ceiling, creating a 360-degree immersive experience.
This is the Butterfly Pavilion. It's not open during the winter. It reopens May 24th, and you could go in with the butterflies and they fly around you, which is really cool. Behind the museum, they have this prehistoric area with sitting areas, and it's all shaded, and all these dinosaurs that move and talk. It's really cool. We're now heading to the Nature's Clubhouse, which is supposed to have some fun interactive activities and live birds.
The Nature's Clubhouse is an outdoor nature play area that has different activities, sensory items, games, crafts, and much more. I hope you enjoyed exploring some of the top stops in Santa Barbara. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.